like the fight for freedom is never ending. A few years ago, Germany and Japan, then Korea. And as always, there are sacrifices, sons and husbands who will never return. That is the case in the Gardner home today. Harry Gardner was flying a fighter plane in Korea. He was reported missing a few months ago. And just today, Harry's mother and wife received word that Harry has been declared officially dead. And their last faint hope for the return of the missing son and husband has vanished.
Oh, hello, Jim.
Hello, Mrs. Gardner. I just heard the news about Harry, and I thought I'd drop over and tell you how sorry I am.
I guess we knew all along that Harry would never be back.
Yes, just a technicality that he was listed as missing.
I just hated to admit the truth to myself.
How did Alice take it?
Pretty well. She wanted to do something to occupy herself, so she's out and back painting the garden furniture.
Oh, I think I'll take a walk around and say hello to her.
If you want to.
Say, is this paint wet, lady?
Yeah, don't touch it.
Oh, it's you, Jim.
I didn't know you were a working girl.
I just had to do something.
Yeah, I know. I just heard the news. I'm sorry.
It isn't that so much. I couldn't help but realize that Harry wasn't coming back.
Yeah, there wasn't much chance.
I've been trying to tell Harry's mother about us for a long time.
Does she understand?
No, she gets mad every time at the thought of me liking somebody else.
Oh, I see.
When we got the news that Harry was officially, well, that it was sure, I told her I wanted to marry you. We had quite a scene. Just had to do something.
Well, you might have picked a better time to tell her.
Don't you want to marry me?
Oh, you know better than that.
I knew Harry a long time, but we only had 6 months together. Then he went to Japan with the occupation. 6 months isn't long enough to last a lifetime.
I know that.
Why can't she see that? Oh, I hate to leave her because I really do love her.
Leave?
What else am I going to do? I'm not going to waste my life just because my mother-in-law
Give her
thinks...
a chance. It's only natural that she should feel that way.
I've given her plenty of chances.
But all that time she was thinking that Harry would be back. Now she loves you, you know.
Yes, I know she does.
Be patient with her. I don't think she wants to ruin your life.
Whose side are you on?
Well, during the last war, why, things got a little rough now and then. I started to read the Bible quite a bit.
You?
Oh, don't laugh. Still water runs deep, you know. There was a girl in the Bible pretty much like you.
Me?
Yes. Pretty much in the same situation, too. Remember the story of Ruth? She was... Well, you better read it for yourself sometime.
You going, Jim?
Yeah, I've got to run downtown. I'll see you later.
The simple, beautiful saga of Ruth the Gleaner has been preserved through countless centuries as perhaps the purest example in literature of a girl's unswerving loyalty, a biblical lesson in steadfastness and virtue to inspire numberless generations. Naomi, the wife of Elimelech, was left widowed and childless in the strange land of Moab, alone but for Orpah and Ruth, the wives of her 2 late sons. And Naomi resolved to return to her own homeland of Judah and to her own people. She instructed her daughters-in-law, "Go, return each to her mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you, as ye have dealt with the dead and with me." And Orpah obeyed her words. But not so Ruth. "Entreat me not to leave thee," Ruth said, "for whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. Where thou diest, will I die, and there will I be buried. And the Lord do so to me, and more also, if aught but death part thee and me." And so Ruth came and made her home among the people of Naomi. And at harvest time, she went into the fields of Boaz, a rich kinsman of Naomi, to glean for herself and her mother-in-law what the harvesters missed. Naomi's kinsman knew of Ruth and her kindness to the old woman. And he said to her, "The Lord recompense thy work, and a full reward be given thee of the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings thou art come to trust." And when all arrangements could be suitably made, Boaz took Ruth for his wife. Their son, Obed, bore the name of Naomi's people. And the girl who left her own homeland out of love and loyalty for a friendless old woman became the great-grandmother of Israel's most illustrious king, David.
Can I give you a lift?
Why, yes, thanks, Jim. Jim.
Mrs. Gardner, could I speak to you a minute, please?
Certainly. What about?
About Alice and me.
Oh, I'd rather...
Please, Mrs. Gardner.
I know how you and Alice feel, and I've honestly tried to look at it sensibly. But
You remember what kind of a guy Harry was. Well, he wanted everybody to be happy. Well, do you think after the way he's loved Alice that he'd want her to be lonely the rest of her life?
I suppose you're right, Jim. But Alice has been just like a daughter to me, and the thoughts of losing her...
Well, you wouldn't lose her.
You think not?
Well, no, Mrs. Gardner. Harry was one of my best friends. And if you'd only tell Alice that it's all right, why, I'd like to try my hand at being a member of the family.
When Harry was here, you did seem almost like a son to me, Jim. And I think I'm sure it's all right.
Then it's okay with you. Oh, swell. No, I'll carry them.
Where were you this afternoon, Alice?
I went to church.
You did?
I got to thinking over that story you told me about Jim, and
What was that, Alice?
the story of Ruth.
Oh, I just happened to mention that.
Jim was right, Mother. I do owe you and Harry too much to think just of myself. Jim and I wanted. But it's all over now.
Oh, no, I'm afraid it's not all over. Mrs. Gardner and I have just been having a little talk, and...
It's all right with you if Jim and I... Oh, that's wonderful, Mother.
Well, that is if you come over and see me once in a while.
Once in a while.
Why, Mrs. Gardner, you know what the old philosopher said.
What was that?
You're not losing a daughter.
You're
You're
gaining
getting a son.